Okay guys, this is day 2 after a 2-day pause because there were some things that came up. One was the sun. It was 89 degrees and I was getting cooked alive. So I went to the store and first I set up this umbrella, which does the job, but then once the sun gets over there, then the umbrella's not good. I had to keep moving around. So I went to then the other issue was the mess that this thing makes. So what I did is I got some rosin paper. I had some leftovers from a long time ago, and I wrapped the saw all the way around to keep the mess down. And I also taped this here, but you can see there's still coming up there at the bottom. And the issue number 3 was that the boards, they're 4 feet long. The table is only 15 inches in width here. And when the cut went beyond this point, I couldn't make a straight cut. So what I did is I made this extension, 2 feet, attached this little bracket here on both sides, then I can bring it up, locks in place, even with the table. And since I couldn't use my guide beyond this point, I came up with this MacGyver. So now we're going to do a 16.5 inch cut, or 16 3/4 inch cut. All right, let me get set up here. Check it. 16 3/4. Right on the money. Okay, so I gotta do a bunch of small cuts, and that's gonna be tedious. I don't have to video that. All right, guys. Okay, so that takes care of sheet 2. This is number 1 board. This is number 2. I already did that, and I already cut the little angle and put my screen. This is going to be the bottom cap, so, and I did wire mesh screen so there's no rats going in there, little mouse or something. And this is sheet 3 that I just finished, and now it's sheet 4. All right, let me take this stuff to the garage and I'll bring back the other one. I don't want to mix them. I have them separate, so I don't. Okay, so since there's so many pieces, I already separated those over there and these over here, and I got those on the chair. I don't have enough table to bring everything, so I'm going to start assembling the bottom piece and then cap it and go from there. But then I just noticed something that I didn't think about. I mean, I drew it out and everything, but now that I'm putting it together, I realized that there's a piece that I don't really need, because this all right, let me show you on the drawing. It shows there is a board. Wait, let me show the other one. There's a board behind it. This is the side cap, the side piece. There's a board here, and this is the dressy board, which is this one. But if I have this board here to make the square, the box, I don't need the mesh on this one because there is a cap behind that. So don't need the mesh. I don't know. I'll take it out. I'll leave it. That's something that's not that important. I'll decide later what to do about that. But this is the way it's supposed to look with the mesh. Okay. So now I got the pieces, and now I got to pay attention because this is a jigsaw puzzle. So you gotta find the right pieces. Okay, so I have here Uh, right under the 5, I have 111. And under that, I got 2. Well, 2 is with the finished piece, with this one. So to do, this is, let me see. Let's see, what do we got here? We got, I think this is 2 feet. Yeah, it's 2 feet on the outside. So meaning that this piece, it's 1 inch too long. I gotta go back to the saw and cut it. Same thing for the rear, because when I put the cap in front, let's see, when I put this cap in the front, that'll finish it up with 2 feet. Okay, so I haven't. I had to make a few cuts because I checked on the computer and there was one measurement that it was different. It was longer than I should have. I measured it on the outside. It's on the inside because this board's on the side go inside. So this is the base, and then this is the piece that dresses it out. But the reason I put the mesh, because I was thinking that an opening like that would invite some mice, which I did have a mouse in the boat one time. It went through the drawer and had fun with my food. But then I said, well, I removed the back piece, but the thing now, I'm going to have a gap. If I remove the back piece, I'm going to have this gap here. And I don't want to start recutting everything, because everything is measured to fit. If I make a change in one side, everything else changes, and I can't go through. And I'm down to the last inch. I don't have room to maneuver. I can't be recutting and reshaping. It has to fit. So this is the way it's going to go. It's going to look kind of silly. Maybe I'll take the mesh off. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll take it off because it's not really needed. It's going to have a white background. So yeah, I'll remove the mesh. And all right, I'll continue later. Okay, I got early in the morning. Well, not too early, 8:30 or so. I started cutting. The sun is still pretty cool. And this is giving me a nice shade, and the umbrellas also give me a nice shade. So this is the last board that I cut, and I already started the assemble on the box. I only have the box, nothing inside. It's just the top, the sides. So I'm gonna take it back to the garage and start assembling. And I hope everything is the way it's on the drawing. All right, later. Ah, man, it's getting hot. All right, so I'm putting the cabinet together, and I had to stop the pry. I got all the pieces here and over there and over there. They're everywhere. Those are mostly for the drawers and stuff. But I'm gonna have a little drink here. No alcohol. This is just some watermelon juice and some ice. Nice and frosty. Take 10 minutes. Okay, so continue assembling, and I found out that I am short on one piece. So these pieces are for drawer. This is the top drawer. That is the bottom drawer. 2 pieces are 4 there. These are the backstops, but I'm missing the one that goes here. In other words, I need 14 inches so I can have the tackle boxes on each side. There's the Home Depot bucket fits there, perfect, and then the 2 drawers. So I am not buying another board like this. It's almost 40 bucks. I'm going to use a leftover 2x2 plywood that I have here, and I want to see if I have any white paint so I can paint it first, prime it, paint it, give it a few coats before I cut it and place it here. Because I got the other pieces also, the little runners that go on the side, and they go there, so then the tackle boxes can fit. And I still got a board by the saw that I have to cut. I need 10 for each side, so I got 10. I need 10 on the board. So I'm missing a piece, and I don't think now I'm looking at the drawing, it's not declared. So I never measured it out and declared it. It didn't matter. It wouldn't matter if I declared it, because there was not enough board for that piece. So that's it for now. All right, slight delay. But everything else is put together, That's the top right there. So in continuation of the tackle cabinet project, it's going so far. I ran out of material, so I cut a piece of plywood. I painted it. It's drying right now, so everything stopped until I can get this installed. And this is the setup. There's a board that goes here, so these pieces can be attached, and I have to double them up because it's not thick enough. And then I got another board that I have to cut, and that's going to be here. So far so good. I have to make some modifications to the drawing, and I keep going back and making sure that everything is on the money, which it is, to the 1/8 of an inch. And but one thing that I didn't count on, that I say, where's the, so I went through my drawing, right, and I say, where's the middle piece? That it wasn't on the drawing because I ran out of material. So now I have to do a little, this is like a little opening just for the knife, and then these tackle boxes are going to go here, and I have this board down here that I have to cut to size, and that goes roughly, let me see, it goes roughly here, about 2 inches. Once the board is here and everything is attached, I'm going to do that first. Then I can put a little piece shelf, and then I can have a room for the knife, because the knife is quite long. This thing is about 10 inches long, so it is going to fit, and I can put some other stuff in there that I can reach in and grab and take it out. I'll be selling this bag, and the reason I'm doing this is because the bag gets kind of in the way. It's a little on the heavy side too, but it gets in the way. So when you're fishing, you have this bag on the corner there, and you have to, and the boat is rocking, and you got to go down there and grab your stuff and get the hooks, and it was going to be kind of uncomfortable, And I said, no, I need to do a nice, So I started looking into buying one of these setups, and they go over $1,000 to $1,400, and I'm going, no, I think I can do something a little better, a little cheaper than that. So in materials I have here, let me see, about $100, about 100, maybe 120. I think it was 29 bucks a piece, and I bought 5, a little bit over 100. So I'm pretty satisfied with it so far. And these are the doors that they're gonna go right there in the front, and everything is designed for the door to be exactly even with the cabinet once it closes, right? And then the hinges are sitting here, so I gotta attach the hinges and put it all together. So I gotta go and paint the other board on the other side, and then once that's done, then I can move on with the project, and maybe I'll finish it today. I still got to put together the drawers, and they have to be recut and stuff. All right, later. Oh, guys, my feet are killing me. I've been, for the past 3 days, I've been cutting, going out to the yard. That's what the saw is. Walking back here, make a cut, measure, go back, and I'm following my drawings. The drawings are very detailed, and you have to, and I like to verify all the measurements, because, and everything is exactly, if it says 1/8, it's 1/8, because otherwise nothing will fit. So finally got the little runners. Those were a little pain in the rear. It wasn't that boom, boom, boom kind of thing, It took some time, but so now everything has a place, and they're kind of tight. So you gotta put a yank on this. And I put a backing. It's got a little tightness in the rear, and it's made that way so they're not flying out. This is the one with the lead, and the container with the lead. These are the all the hooks. So I wanted to do another row like this up here, but it wouldn't fit, so I can put this one on. So what I did, I said, to hell with it, I'll just do it this way, and got a lot of hooks in there. I still gotta get some more. So that it's done, and I even did a little space here for my knife and any other thing that you want to put in there, and I put a little backing in the rear so it doesn't fall in the back. And I did a backing for this one and that one on the backing for the little drawer. I did backing for these pieces so they don't drop that down here, and I did a little backing up here for that little one, that if it falls in, it's going to be a hassle reaching in. So now the next thing to do is, I'm not doing it now because it's 4 o'clock. I'm quitting. I want to have a drink and a cigar because I think I deserve it. Work my butt off on this thing. So now here are all the drawer pieces that I have to assemble and recut, because all the measurements are very, very tight. And let me see. The Home Depot bucket goes exactly in there, and you notice it's kind of snug because the wire are holding it in place. So, well, I guess I could turn it this way. There you go. Now it's easier. So it goes sideways. And these are the doors that I have to, attach the hinge. So to keep working on this thing, I have to set it on its back so I can do the doors, and then I gotta assemble all the drawers, and I gotta remove all this stuff because this sucker is heavy now. This is heavy, but not today. I'm done. Oh man, that cabinet, it's, even though it looks simple, it's kind of kicking my ass a little bit, It's, Jesus Christ, I was thinking I can design houses and apartments and you name it, and then freaking little box like this, because you have to do the let me sit this down here. Oh, you gotta do a cutting list, and every piece. Well, I didn't show, but I have notched on the sidewall there. I have notched for the piece that goes in the back, so everything is thought through, and it's put together in a way that you don't see a lot of screws, because if you have screws exposed, then anybody can go ahead and disassemble it and take, I'm not saying that happens all the time, but it could. So, man, So tomorrow I'm going to keep going with the assembly. I'll have it done by tomorrow. But I gotta put everything back in the bag. Bag is all empty now. Oh man, that smells good right here. My last Bolivar. If you never had a Bolivar, suggest you try it. Very aromatic. Right away when you lit up, it's right, you know, right there. It's a little tight, but it'll come around because it'll get soft as you smoke it. So then when this thing is done and I put it, lock it and the whole deal, the next thing I gotta do is keep investigating that tank, the gas tank. I think I found some gashes I saw, but I have to go there and look at this video, take a video at dusk or even at night, because during the day you got the glare on the screen and you can't really see what you're looking at. You can't really tell what you're looking at. So I'm going to go and stay overnight, and then during the night I'll do a thorough investigation of the tank, because the bottom, there's nothing wrong on the bottom. There's a little dark area at the corner. Is that crap that the ethanol does. I have to go in there and clean it. And I'm gonna take some sort of a detergent that I can spray it from the hole and just go and shoot it. Maybe some crud, shoot it, let that break loose, and then I'll go there with the scraper and scrape it. But I cannot see any holes on the bottom, on the walls, anywhere. But I took the camera and I put it through the gas tubing, the gas the feed where you put in gas in the tank. And as I was going down, I don't know which way I was looking. I did see 2 or 3 gashes deep, but on the inside. And I don't know where they are. I know they're not on the bottom, because the bottom I really looked at it very thoroughly, but I'm going to keep looking. But when I pulled it up and I said, oh, what is that? And I looked at the gashes, and they looked like somebody went with a tool and just scraped. They're not scraped, they're like deep gashes. So it's kind of weird. I looked up and I looked at the hole where the gas goes down into the tank. The cable is going down there. I turned the camera up and I looked up and I saw the top of the tank and the hole. Nothing wrong there. Everything looks good. So I don't know where that gash is at. I inserted the cable, the camera cable. I have to go now with my little stick that I have on the boat. I'm going to tape it. I brought the tape back here. That's why I couldn't do anything. But I want to control that cable better, because it's kind of dangling around. And I want to send it down. And I'm going to have the camera in a way that I can look sideways this way and that way. And as I go and see if I can find that gash, because that looked kind of serious. But I don't know where it's at. And if it's up high, let's say, because like I said, I can't find anything at the bottom, where did that gas leak from? It's a big mystery. I'm gonna do my due diligence, and I'm gonna see, I'm gonna scrape and get the rag in there. I haven't done that yet. And soak it in ethanol. I mean in acetone. Soak that tank in there and pick up all the little cruds and whatever little things and take it out. And if I can't find anything, I'm gonna have to start putting gas in the tank and see what happens. The tank is 6 feet long by 1 by 19 or 20. I think it's 20 high. So it holds 70 gallons, 70, actually 71. But when it leaked, I had 33 gallons in the tank. So what I'm going to do is, with the same little stick that I have, because I got several, I'm going to remove the, well, actually no, where the sander unit goes in, I'm going to put it in there and see how high goes up the level of gas with 30 gallons, and let the gas sit. If it has a small leak, if it has a little sippage, little thing that it just, I have to wait until that happens. So I got a 14-gallon tank on wheels. I can go ahead and put 14 gallons and just let it sit for an hour or two and see what happens. If I see a little gas coming out from somewhere, immediately I put my pump in the tank, pump it into the other tank, and dry it out. But I gotta find out what the hell's going on, because I don't know. Can't tell. Oh, my feet are killing me. Back and forth. Yesterday I overdid it. I stopped around 6. But this thing is like a jigsaw puzzle. It's interlocking pieces to give it strength. Tomorrow start working on those drawers. I don't know if I have enough screws left. We'll see. Well, I want to kick back here because I need to relax. I don't think these shoes are the right kind to be standing all day. Tennis shoes. All right, guys, we'll talk later. See you on the next one.